There's a question. This guy said shadow. That's one of my nicknames, by the way. It's because I'm covert. What is a color revolution, and are we seeing one now? Well, a color revolution is a lie. Let me explain. The general idea behind a color revolution is this. It's always defined as being, quote, nonviolent, and we'll get to that part in a moment. That's the part that's always a lie, but it's always defined as being nonviolent. And the reason they call them color revolutions is oftentimes there is a color associated with the cause. It's the orange revolution. There's been one of those before. The tulip revolution, the red revolution. They will pick a color and they'll associate that with the cause. Now, I need to explain that aspect of it because it's going to help you understand what you're seeing with the communists, with Democrats today in the United States of America. Sometimes I'm sure the Democrat, the liberal Aunt Peggy in your life, that you've had a debate with her, that you've had an argument with her about politics. And during that argument, it doesn't take you long to figure out that she either doesn't know any specifics or won't discuss any specifics. Everything is just general terms. Hey, I hate Trump. Okay, can you tell me exactly why? And that's a simple question. Can you tell me why? He's a Nazi. All right. No, I meant, could you get more specific than that? What is it that you don't like? And then maybe the best you can do is she'll rattle off a couple things that are completely not true at all. I mean, just outright lies. Well, he said you should inject yourself with bleach. What? He said Nazis were very fine people. What? She's got 2 or 3 bullet points. None of them are true, but no depth. You are there. You think you're going to reason with her, the liberal Aunt Peggy in your life. You think you're just going to reason, but let's use facts, logic. Let's use an argument. But she almost doesn't seem interested in that at all. In fact, she doesn't seem like she's even capable of that. Well, she's not, because you know what sells to people especially who are herd animals. Dumb people really, really buy into this. Lower IQ people who lack confidence. What? Chris, I wasn't being mean. I meant just naturally stupid. That's not being mean. Some people are stupid. You can't do anything about that. Look at you. That was a joke. Gosh. Anyway, you know what sells to those people is simplicity. Simplicity sells. Simplicity, you probably has. I'm calling people stupid and I can't speak. You probably have disdain for it. You want more details. No, tell me what? Tell me why. Explain it to me. Simplicity sells to dumb people, low confidence people. It always has. It always will. So we're having a No Kings protest. Everybody wear yellow. That's what it was. Wear yellow. Why? That's dumb. Why do we all have to wear this? It's very simple. I'm going to show that I am part of this herd. I'm going to show that I am a good person by putting on my yellow shirt and my yellow hat. It's very simple. This is not unique to America. Again, you can go look up color revolutions that have taken place several times throughout history. That's oftentimes they associate a color with it. Now, let's talk about the other part. This is why a color revolution itself is kind of a lie. Color revolutions are sold. If you look up the definition of them, they're always talking about nonviolent. It's characterized as being nonviolent. It's nonviolent. It's a nonviolent revolution. That's not true at all. They simply redefine violence. For instance, let's make it about here. The Trump administration, they are trying to arrest and deport all the rapists and murderers Democrats brought into this country on purpose. Democrats brought them into the country on purpose. Then these violent criminals tend to congregate in the Democrat-run areas where they can be provided for and protected. So you're going into Chicago. You're going into LA. You're arresting rapists. Communists don't want you to do that. What is one of the main tactics you've seen? You've seen it over and over again the past 2 to 3 weeks. They will gather in large numbers in front of an ICE facility, and they'll just stand in the road so the vehicle can't drive by. Look at me. I'm being nonviolent. I'm not violent. I'm not. It's the childhood version of, or the adult version of that thing you used to do as a kid when you were annoying. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. My finger's only an inch from your face. I'm not touching you. That's what they do. And they do this in various ways across society. And they do this so they can claim they're peaceful and nonviolent. So when you see legions of these savages march into a congressman's office and they'll go, quote, occupy the lobby. They'll just go sit on the couches and sit on the desks. They're not hitting anybody. They're not looting anything. They're just here to protest, whatever weird crap. But what, save the polar bears or whatever stupid thing these hippies are protesting nowadays. And they always like to try to classify themselves as being nonviolent. Of course, it's the furthest thing in the world from being nonviolent. If I am an ICE agent and I just grab a multi-time sex offender and I'm trying to get him off the streets so he cannot rape your daughter, and you are stopping me from bringing him to custody, you are committing an act of violence. You are committing an act of violence. But they call them color revolutions, trying to manipulate this and manipulate that, and trying to always manipulate public opinion, trying to get the masses on their side. Communists do so much of what they do to get the masses on their side. And even if they can't get everyone, which they know they won't, they're trying to just bring in as many people as humanly possible. It's why they tell huge lies all the time. Big, gigantic, obvious lies. They're not worried about the fact that it's wrong.
I think our reverence for the truth might have become a bit of a distraction that is preventing us from finding consensus and getting important things done.
I'm not worried about that. They're selling the revolution, all right?